Hello and welcome to round 8 of Pro Tour Journey into Knicks here in Atlanta. I'm Brian David Marshall, joined by Randy Bueller, and we are about to watch Andrea Mengucci, the king of the hill, playing Red Green Elspeth. There you see him. He's playing against Hall of Famer Patrick Chapin, who's playing junk mid-range. And Randy, what are you expecting out of this matchup?
It should be fun. I mean, Mengucci has played about 4 Pro Tours. I mean, he's not making his debut. He's been here a couple of times. He's never made money at the Pro Tour.
Right.
9-7 is his best finish. And the thing, he's been bugging our floor reporter down there, Tim Willoughby, all day. Do I get an interview? This is awesome. I mean, he's so pumped, obviously. It's his best Pro Tour ever. He wants an interview now, so he's starting to think bigger thoughts. I don't know if he started thinking about day 2 yet, but, he wins this match. Rich may choose him to come into Studio B and sit down and talk about he might be the only 8-0 overnight.
I was just going to say, if he wins this, he might be the only one.
Right. The winner of this match will be 8-0, and then Raptor got paired down against Shaheen Surani. So Utter Layton can also get to 7-0. Can also get to 8-0. So it's 7-0 now.
Skrylands on both sides of the table, and then Sylvan Caryatid for Andrea Mengucci.
Yeah,
Third Skryland for Patrick.
Yeah, Chapin, meanwhile, he's been having a good season on the Pro Tours. He's been doing well. His deck looks good. It looks like a deck that, he seems comfortable with. He's been having success with this style deck for a while now.
There's Fleece Main Lion. Patrick's like, oh, do you want to read this? Flips it around.
I mean, Chapin won a lot of years there where all of his decks were blue.
Oh.
He's kind of walked away from that.
We've got a whiff here for lands for Mengucci.
So he had turn 2 Courser, but did not find the land. Lightning Strike's pretty relevant, though.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to kill the Fleece Main before it goes hexproof.
Chapin's hand. They see Mengucci's hand. Destructive Revelry, Magma Jet, Storm Breath Dragon, Xenagos the Reveler.
Wow, that's a big whiff on land there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hand looks fine. He just desperately needs to find land.
Oh, and Banishing Light on the Corsair. It means he's guaranteed not to hit a land next turn.
That is a... Can I call that a depressingly smart play from Chapin? It's just like he saw weakness and then knew exactly how to exploit that weakness. But...
Oh, Destructive Revelry. So...
It's pretty nice.
But there's still no land.
It's painful to watch.
Patrick's got a Corsair of Crufix of his own.
Does he have 2 black in there for Hero's Downfall? No, he does not have a second black mana to cast Hero's Downfall.
Oh,
so
instead he plays.
He goes Brimez.
Yep.
He missed his land drop as well, right?
Yeah, he has.
But chose not to play Corsair. He went for Brimez instead.
He also could have played Sylvan Caryatid. I mean, you look at his hand, he's got Corsair, Caryatid.
5.
So right now...
Mountain, by the way,
right.
on top of Mengucci's library, and now very quickly in play. Sorry.
So he can play Xenagos and then make 2 mana and kill the Fleece Main Lion if he's worried about that. You can also wait a little while on it. You can also just make a token.
Token would allow him to double block the king.
Or he can play Polish Crusher.
Sure.
Or he could put the biggest thing on the table.
That guy can block the king. Am I still allowed to call Brimaz the king when it's Mengucci that's the king of the hill?
Yeah. The king of kings. So Sylvan Caryatid for Patrick, who's still scuffling for land as well.
Yeah.
There's Caryatid for Mengucci. Oh, and there's another land on top.
Wow, Corsair. Now, so he does now have to worry about Fleece Main going monstrous if Chapin draws a land.
There's a Banishing Light for Mengucci.
Oh, did you hear what's in play on the back table?
No.
I've heard about this deck. I haven't seen it in action yet. Strength from the Fallen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there is a Strength from the Fallen deck. Absolutely a real thing. I actually heard that the Pantheon guys almost played it.
Right.
Like, it was one of the cool things they had that they couldn't quite get it to be exactly where they wanted it to be. But that's a real deck. The text coverage is writing that up.
Yep, there you go. So, yeah. So he went
Yeah,
Xenagos, make 3 mana, lightning strike, tap my Sylvan Caryatid to make another Caryatid. He's really going out, and then Stormbreath Dragons on the horizon. There's a Banishing Light ready to come down.
Yeah, he could in theory have done Stormbreath Dragon that turn, but he wanted to get the lightning strike pointed at the potentially hexproof monster.
Courser.
Okay, here's Patrick's
All right, Chapin
Courser.
finally plays his Courser, and there's a land.
Temple of Malady, it looks like.
Oh, if Chapin had played Courser last turn, he would have hit land. He went for Caryatid instead.
Well, it was the safer play, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like he gambled one turn hoping to draw land and didn't, and then the next turn he played assuming he needed to get the Caryatid. I don't know. I mean, it's nice to have the Caryatid in play anyway. I was quick. Josh Utter-Layton already up a game against Shaheen Sarhani.
Wow. So that matchup is Esper versus Bug Control.
Yeah, I thought that one would drag.
So Patrick scries, leaves land on top. Oh, nope. No, he's pushing it.
Yeah, with one in his hand, you don't want to leave. You don't want one on top. Courser, what do you got? No, Elspeth.
Interesting. Another lightning strike looming.
Oh, Strength of the Fallen was not good enough in game one. Andres Prost was our dream crusher. Who's playing the Strength deck?
Anthony Lee.
Nice.
Both players at 5 and 2.
You know, here in this match, both players overlap by 2 colors. I mean, they're both 3-color decks, which the way the mana works out in this format, with 12 temples being a very reasonable start to your mana base, you can kind of just pick 3 colors and then play the good cards, if that's what you want to do. Andrea picked green, white, and red. Pat picked green, white, and black.
And it's kind of interesting, right? Like that third color seems to is for removal in both cases, right? And you know, Andrea's gone for the smaller targeted removal, like damage-based removal.
True.
Magma Jets and Lightning Strikes, where we see Silence the Believers and Hero's Downfall from Patrick.
Yeah, I also think Pat has gone a little more aggressive with his creature set. Like, he's the only guy we've seen playing Fleece mainline.
Yeah, and he said he'd play 8 of them if people would allow it.
Yeah. No, everybody, you know, Andrea wants Stormbreath Dragon, essentially. I mean, he's got extra on the top of the curve, whereas Chapin has it on the bottom.
So, play Stormbreath Dragon, Monstrous Polish Crusher, and attack with both.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, Xenagos makes some mana. Man, Gucci really going to go wire to wire?
All right. I take 11.
Takes 11. The Polish Crusher, when it deals combat damage, he gets to kill an enchantment. He kills the Courser of Krufix. But we know that Patrick's going to play. We all know.
Well, you don't get to reveal the top card. Don't have to reveal the top card. Courser's gone.
There's a Mana Confluence in Patrick's hand, so he's able to play the Elspeth this turn.
Yeah, Mengucci made that play knowing Elspeth was coming. I
don't know if he knew about the Confluence.
He does not know about the Mana Confluence. He could believe that Patrick is unable to play Elspeth, but yeah, we know that. I think there's literally one draw phase. Pat missed a land drop, drew a card, and then played Courser, and the card that he drew was, in fact, that Mana Confluence.
7 for Mana Confluence. Okay. Elspeth.
So there's Elspeth.
Minus.
Yeah, he's like minus.
Wow. Yeah, no, that
Kill
one
those
draw
2.
phase.
Yeah.
Mengucci's line seems correct. It was only one draw phase he didn't know about.
Your turn.
Well, there was only one draw phase that could possibly be a land that he didn't know about.
So Lightning Strike goes into Mengucci's hand.
Now
He
what?
reveals his own Elspeth. Well, he can magma jet the Elspeth here.
Sure.
Banishing Light. He could just magma jet and Banishing Light here.
Yeah, I'm worried about
And clear that board.
Brimaz.
Well, I'm saying Banishing Light the Brimaz.
Yep, I like it. It seems like the right play. And then he can even attack with Courser. Maybe even make a Satyr?
Sure.
So the one feature match we haven't talked about yet is another nice one. John Finkel playing the Bug Control deck versus Conley Woods, who's playing a green-black Constellation.
Yeah, I mean,
Still 4 cards. Yeah.
Conley's had a quiet tournament, but always.
He's what? Is he 5-2 or is
he's
that
5 and 2.
6-1? 5-2?
Yeah.
He's been doing well with that deck. Doomwake Giant, Eidolon Blossoms.
Hopefully we can get him on camera. I'm pretty sure his mom is actually sitting in the peanut gallery.
Oh, nice.
Watching on the screens here. So hello, Mrs. Woods.
Bad news, though, Mrs. Woods.
I mean,
John Finkel, in fact, took game 1.
yeah.
Close one, it sounds like.
All right. So there's
Yeah.
your Satyr token.
That makes sense. Oh, and then replacement Xenagos. Interesting. Does he get enough mana here to do extra fancy stuff? Oh, another Satyr.
All at me.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's like, oh, you're at 7. Yeah.
All right, I'll attack with 6. He's got, what, 5 points of burn in his hand? You and I both liked the removal line, but this line looks better now that I see it.
We'll take 2.
Right, but he's got 5 points of burn in hand.
Which of these?
Yeah, one cat dies and one Satyr dies.
Okay.
No, I and one the cat ear and the cat ear.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. So I didn't explain it well.
Wow, so he got through with 2, and he's got 5 points of burn in his hand, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, go ahead, Elspeth. You can keep your Elspeth. You can keep your Brimaz.
Does this Elspeth gain you life? No?
I attack Xenagos with these 2.
Okay.
Pat's going to make a lot of 1/1s this turn. Going to make like 4 free guys. Isn't that good?
Yeah, that's great. All right, Xenagos dies. Oh, no. Courser of Crufex could change this map.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow. Does he need to hit a land here? It's gigantic. Because Mengucci's kind of all in on this plan. I mean, he let Pat keep
Courser.
and make all these 4 guys. Survey says, oh, it's a land.
6.
Wow.
Plus, Thoughtseize is also a vitamin. It saves him 1 point. He can
Oh, that's
Thoughtseize a
funny.
lightning strike.
Your turn.
Uh-oh. Now what are you going to do, Andrea?
Oh, you see him punching the table there.
Yeah, yeah. No, his plan kind of... He could have... Like we said, last turn he had a different line. He could have killed Elspeth and Brimaz, and then the board would be just Courser plus Caryatid. Instead, it's Elspeth, Courser, Caryatid, 4 guys,
Plus,
and a Brimaz,
plus he would still have his Xenagos.
and he would still have his Xenagos.
Yeah, you see him pointing to the Courser. He's like, I wasn't counting on that Courser.
Jeez. Yeah, he thought he had it. He thought he had it. Wow. And even if you don't know about the Courser, it's still only, what, 1 in 3 that there's a land there?
Yeah.
More or less? Now what? I mean, he could still kill Elspeth and Brimaz and just say, yeah, I guess you're up 4 1/1s and I'm down as my Xenagos, but... Wow, where's that last point going to come from? Yeah, I think you have to kill Elspeth. Yeah, bottom that. Keep your Elspeth.
Yeah.
Oops. He's like, yeah, he's definitely flustered here.
He's tilted a little bit. He needs to keep it together.
Plays his Elspeth, makes 3 tokens, and passes. Yeah, that Brim
More shaking of his head.
He's like, oh, it's 5 damage.
You're at 5. I have 5. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Patrick's getting
Now
his black
head in
mana
hands.
online. Yeah, he's got a couple Silence the Believers coming up. He's got a Hero's Downfall.
Andrea's still ahead in this game, though, right? I mean, Elspeth.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's up 1 Elspeth to 0. That's a big deal. He's also, I mean, 19 life. He's not going to get just randomly killed with some tempo play. I mean, Brimaz is kind of annoying. You can block with a bunch of tokens if he attacks this turn. Yeah, I mean, I think that Chapin needs to come up with more. Because that Elspeth is going to win the game if Pat doesn't do something about it.
I mean, he's got Hero's Downfall. He can just kill it.
That's something. Just trying to cheer the guy up. Like, come on, Andrea. It's okay.
Finality. Go up to 7.
Yep, gain of life go up to 7 now.
I will keep this on top.
Yeah, he scries his Silence the Believers. Stays on top of his deck. And I think, oh, we're going to see another carry added. And that Hero's Downfall takes out the Elspeth. Yeah.
Yep.
You can't just leave an Elspeth hanging around.
Oh, no. Pat absolutely has to kill that Elspeth. Now he's got the board stalemated, and he's the one with Silence the Believers in his hand. I mean, Silence the Believers may actually be able to clear a path for Brimaz.
Almost a full play set of Caryatids in play.
Yeah, I mean, if Pat can use Silence to whittle away enough of Andrea's blockers that he can start attacking with Brimaz, then he'll just keep spitting out more 1/1s and steadily take control of the board. Draws a second Silence the Believers. Still just Lightning Strike Banishing Light for Mengucci.
Yep. This sounds like it's going to be...
Silence the Believers, the Courser, and the Satyr.
Yep.
Now he's down to 3/1/1, so yeah, he can
and now
attack
he
with
can
Brimaz.
attack with Brimaz, yeah. Although he knows there's a Lightning Strike in there. But
Well,
Attack with
did he?
everything.
Yeah, he saw that
yeah. I believe so.
through a Courser. He must have.
So you're taking 3, and 2 of my cats die, 3 of your soldiers die, 1 soldier dies. You're at 16.
Shaheen has Erebos in play
Ooh.
against Courser of Krufix.
Oh, nice.
It's one way to stop the life gain.
This was blocked by Sylvan Caryatid.
Ah,
Oh, jeez. Wow. Yeah, Andrea pointed the lightning strike at a creature that it didn't actually kill, and then he's done. Which honestly, sure, it wasn't 100% he was going to lose, but I think you are supposed to scoop him up at that point. You don't want to just sit there and
Right.
feel bad and feel worse and feel worse.
so I think we're going to peek in on another match after we go to these quick messages.
Play Magic at a store near you every Friday. Earn Planeswalker points and battle against your friends in Friday Night Magic. May's FNM promo is Tormented Hero. Visit wizards.com/FNM for more information.
Hey, Brian. Here.
Head to your local game store on May 24th and 25th for the Journey into Nyx game day. Play in a fun standard tournament and take the final step on the hero's path by defeating a god. Visit wizards.com/magicgameday for more information.
All right, and we're back.
What is going on with these promos, Brian?
I'm sorry, you don't have a tinfoil hat. I cannot talk to you about this.
Okay.
Anyway, here we are back in the feature match area. And I think we're going to take a live look in at Josh Utter-Layton playing against Shaheen Sarani. Josh is up 1-0 here. And things are looking pretty good for him in game 2.
Yeah, Josh is the one with his creatures turned sideways.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. He's got the
In fact, Josh
creatures
is
perpendicular to lands.
Josh is the one with creatures.
Yeah.
Full stop. So Josh Utter-Layton is, what, 1 turn away from going 8-0?
There's an Elspeth.
That seems like it might change things. Though it doesn't kill Sphinx.
Nope.
This is why so many of the Channel Fireball guys on both the original team and also the Pantheon have gone to Prognostic Sphinx. So Josh is on CFB Prime, right? Can I make that team name happen?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
CFB
that's
Prime.
what it's definitely what we've been calling it.
The
See a
original.
Dissolve in hand, an Ashiok on top of his library. Shaheen's at 4. So he's going to go to 1 here.
He's not going to be drawing any more cards with Erebos.
No. Josh Utter-Layton is going to scry.
He hasn't put up a result this Pro Tour season yet. Seems like he's done with the whole sliding down the top 25 rankings. Wants to hop back up to the top where he was last year. Shaheen's at 1 life.
There's another Prognostic Sphinx waiting. There you go. You see the hand.
Wow.
Shaheen Sarani.
Shaheen
Falls
got
to 5-2. Still in, sorry, 6
no,
and 2.
He is 2 losses, right? He got
Right.
paired up. There were 3 7-0s. Josh was the one that got paired down. So that's Shaheen's 2nd loss, and Josh will be undefeated overnight.
Right, still in good shape, but yeah, Josh Utter-Layton, 8-0. What a reigning player of the year here.
Yeah, been a couple events. But yeah, no one is surprised to see him back at 8-0.
And then we're going to go back now to the match between Patrick Chapin and Andrea Mengucci, the king of the hill table.
Ooh, I see Strength from the Fallen in play on the back table.
Ooh.
2
And a
Strength from the
Nylea.
Fallen, and a Nylea, and an Eidolon of Blossoms.
And cards in graveyard.
Those help when you have Strength from the Fallen.
Good luck to you.
I mean, maybe we can take a little live look in here while these guys mulligan. We're checking up on how much shuffling is.
Courser triggering Eidolon of Blossoms. Drawing a second Courser. Good times, good times.
All right, it looks like we're ready to go here, though, with Andrea Mengucci and Patrick Chapin. Andrea's going to lead off. I'm just guessing with a Scryland, maybe a Temple of Abandon. I feel psychic.
It's not a very big limb you were wandering out on.
And Patrick, perhaps a Temple of Malady. There you see. The Brimaz, King of Oreskos, that did so much work for Patrick in game 1. As we start to lay down the cards in his hand there. How rough is it, like, to play a card like Thoughtseize, but not, have like a lot of trouble playing it on turn 1?
Yeah,
because
it's not
of all the
that bad.
Skylights. No?
Well, the thing is, you're not trying to take 2 drops. It's not like you need to get the Bitter Blossom out of their hand
Sure.
or, some crazy thing that they're going to drop on 2 mana. I mean, the threats in this format are, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s.
Right. I wouldn't mind getting their Caryatid out of their hand a lot of times, but they're not playing that till turn 3 anyway.
Right,
Because
exactly.
they've got 2 lands that come into play tapped.
Kind of true.
There you see Chapin's hand. Plenty of Temples of Plenty, a Deicide, a Thoughtseize, a Brimaz, and a Sylvan Caryatid. He's going to go with Thoughtseize here.
Thoughtseize you.
And that way we get to see what was in Andrea's hand. Courser of Crufix, Polished Crusher, looks like Glare of Heresy, and 3 lands.
Not a spectacular draw, but
No.
Is that Glare of
I mean,
Heresy?
it'll curve Courser into Polish Crusher.
And Patrick takes the Glare of Heresy.
Sounds like Lee did win that second game with the Strength from the Fallen deck on the back table. So
Sweet.
they're headed to game 3. I hope Andrea Mengucci can sort of get off tilt here. I mean, he had the look in game 1 like someone who felt like he'd punted.
Yeah.
I don't think he punted.
Right.
I felt like there was a fork in the road, and he made a judgment call to just try to burn Pat out, right? And then it didn't work out because he wasn't counting on the fact that Pat might have a Courser in his hand. I don't think he knew about the Courser.
No, I don't think so.
Like, I don't think he'd seen it, and then it has to hit a land. Otherwise, his plan was pretty good. Now, the safer line, I mean, there was a path that looked sort of safer in the short term. I don't know. I mean, it was a judgment call in my mind, not a punt.
Meanwhile, Patrick took the Polished Crusher, not the Glare of Heresy. He was just, I guess, announcing that card aloud.
Well, he said, "Is that Glare of Heresy?"
Oh, is that? Okay.
He wanted to confirm what it was.
him.
I think many of Andrea's cards are in Italian.
Ah, very good, yeah. And then a Courser of Crufix from Andrea on turn 3.
Go.
Patrick.
After you draw.
Yeah, Patrick's going to let him draw, get the information about what that next card is, and then deicide the Courser without Andrea being able to play a land there.
Right.
Gain life off playing a
Yeah,
land.
no, that's the right time. If you have instant speed way to kill the Courser, at the end of the draw phase is often the correct time.
I got to tell you, every time I see Mana Confluence in someone's hands, it looks like an Eldrazi to me.
Oh, we have an update for Conley's mom, if she's still out there watching. Conley has forced game 3.
Oh, awesome.
A pair of Eidolon of Blossoms got it done against John Finkel. Oh, 2 Tombwake Giants, too?
Oh, my gosh.
Wow, that's how you kill Prognostic Sphinx?
That'll do it.
2 Doomwake Giants. That will do it.
So Fleece Main Lion and Sylvan Caryatid came down for Patrick. He's going to be able to just monster stat here if he wants. He may wait until Mengucci taps out.
Exactly.
Mengucci passes the turn.
Pat's thinking end step about whether to monstrous the Fleece Main. He'll get blown out by Lightning Strike if he goes for it. It's funny, it would have worked if he'd done it main phase. Because Mengucci had not actually drawn the Lightning Strike yet.
Yeah, and Patrick, continues to play
Declines.
chicken with him.
Yeah. It's tough to not play Brimaz, though.
Yeah. But he also knows he's playing Brimaz into a Glare of Heresy.
He's got 2 Grimazes now.
Oh, here we go. Yep. He goes to monster set, Lightning Strike kills it. So we're going to see a Brimaz come down here.
Feeding into the Glare of Heresy that he saw a while ago.
But we know there's another Brimaz in his hand.
No,
so
it
he's
makes
going to play
sense.
that. So what's the play here? It's Elspeth.
It's probably both Elspeth and also Glare.
Also Glare, yeah. Can he make yet?
Or does he,
I don't know if he has-
does he think he needs to save Glare for Elspeth?
I don't know.
Pick once. 15.
Yeah, it looks like Glare's job is to kill Elspeth.
Wild Blade.
Oh. Bioblade takes out the 3 tokens.
Clearing a path so that Brimaz can attack Elspeth.
Down to 1.
And Pat draws an Elspeth of his own.
They both attack Elspeth. Pick one. 14 up.
Here's Patrick's Elspeth.
Pick 3 soldiers.
Yeah, now Pat is set up to kill Elspeth with combat damage next turn.
It's a long time since Patrick was 8-0 on day 1 of a Pro Tour.
Yeah. I don't remember the last time. I mean,
Believe it was Dallas.
that was a while ago. He's had like 3 top 8s since then.
Yes.
In Theros, he didn't. What was his day 1 in Theros? In Dublin.
You know, I don't remember, but when I was talking to him
Wasn't
earlier,
8-0?
it was not 8-0. I mean, it may have been. Maybe he and I both forgot. So Mengucci is out of cards and running out of
Yeah.
options here.
Pat Chapin wants to be King of the Hill. He's heard about this King of the Hill thing where you don't have to find your seat. You just head straight for the feature match area. You get to be at the top of the standings. Sounds like fun.
Patrick's holding Silence the Believers and Brimez.
I don't know if Polish Crusher believes in all that much. I mean, he believes in crushing. He's clearly against the enchantment lobby.
Yes.
I guess you can silence that.
So can Patrick just kill the Pulse Crusher and send with everybody? Send everybody at Elspeth?
Everyone
Yeah,
attacks
right?
Elspeth.
He's not even going to bother to kill Polish Crusher. Polish Crusher says, down with big aura, and hang out, preaching my propaganda.
Who's gonna die?
Pat's just trying to bait a trick first. He's going to really let Polish Crusher eat Brimaz?
Maybe he's just going to play his other Brimez.
Oh, okay. Sure. I guess that's better than using up the Silence of the Believers you might need for something bigger.
Rip.
Did he even look at it?
He has not looked at it. He's just thinking about monster seeing that Pulse Crusher.
No blocks.
He's like, now I will look at
Maybe
my
I
card.
should look at it.
Um,
Still not better than Monstrous. Pat can silence as a response.
Yeah.
Taking a damage off Mana Confluence. Might as well, right?
pick one.
Mengucci
Silence
turns
the
out to
Believers.
a Banishing Light.
Hmm.
He's worked his mana out so that he can cast it after.
Yeah, if Pat had silenced the Polish Crusher before, he'd still have his Brimaz. I'm not sure I like Pat's line here.
You're at 12. 13, 12. Better lucky than good.
Old school Magic player and old school line. Andrea's staring down. You can get back here, Andrea. Don't worry. You can get back here tomorrow.
Just top deck your own Elspeth. Or, okay. Your plan for him coming back is to seek vengeance in the top 8?
Or you know, he can get back into the feature match area.
Maybe at 7.
Yes.
Yeah. These guys will probably be drafting together tomorrow.
There's the hand.
Patrick Chapin, 8-0 here on day 1.
So we have 2
Playing
8-0s.
green-white mid-range.
2 8-0s. 1 from Pantheon, 1 from CFB Prime.
Wow.
We said it was a Brewer's Paradise.
Yes. Yeah, and then it favored the super teams.
That's what we've been saying the
Yeah.
whole time. Favored the super teams. They have a bigger edge in this format than anything else they ever get to play on the Pro Tour.
All right. It looks like we are going to check in on the match everyone wants to see.
Another member of Team Pantheon.
Yeah, John Finkel versus Conley Woods, a former member of Channel Fireball,
True.
now a member of Team TCG player.
So these guys are early in game 3. Finkel's on the left of your screen with a Courser, I guess.
Yeah, both players have Courser. There's an Eidolon of Blossoms on top of Conley's deck.
There's
And
Conley.
a Sylvan Caryatid on top of John's. The board is weirdly disorienting to me
Conley
here.
plays with his graveyard and deck at an angle?
Yes, I mean John's deck is askew as well. I don't know what's going on here.
These guys are 5 and 2. Conley does have land in his hand.
There you get a look at John Finkel, the winningest player in Magic history. In terms of
More top 8s than
More top
anybody
eights, yeah.
ever, and it's not even close.
yeah. Darwin could close a little ground if he keeps up the way he's been going.
It's true. How's Kai doing this weekend? Kai's put up back-to-back good finishes on the PT. He's got the same deck as John. But he's got at least 2 losses, but I haven't seen. He may have more.
So again, I think we're going to see the same exact play we just saw from Patrick, just different card.
Kill the Courser before the end of the draw step.
Yeah. I'm going to kill your Courser. Flip your thoughts, see if it sees over Conley.
Yeah, definitely kill it when there's a land on top.
Courser
Not even
Wars.
close.
There you look at John Finkel's
Look
stats.
at those numbers.
529
Oh my goodness.
career pro points. He's 36 years old. He's won nearly $10,000 for every year he's been alive.
It's not bad. 14 Pro Tour top 8s.
Yeah. 532 wins. And still, like, a 63% win percentage across, 20 years is
Right.
insane.
Absolutely.
There's a Kiora. He's going to draw a card and be able to play an extra land.
It's like, you're going to kill my Courser? I'm getting that land into play for free anyway.
Yeah, we haven't really seen that Kiora Courser synergy,
It's true.
but it's
It's there.
pretty spectacular. You see Eidolon of Blossoms from Conley. Quickly draws a card. Now we're going to see a Thoughtseize. What is Johnny Magic holding? Caryatid and land. Take the Caryatid. Leave the cannoli. John just cashes in his Kiara. Says, I'd like to draw a card here.
So she was 4 mana divination plus a land drop?
Correct. And I think we're going to... Oh,
Jeez.
Drown in Sorrow. Kills the Eidolon of Blossoms and scries one.
Finkel's out of gas there, right?
Yeah.
Couple lands. Conley's still got action.
He's got Courser of Crufix. He's got Farika, God of Affliction, and he's got Doomwake Giant.
Is Farika the best god?
It is. I mean, certainly, I feel like we would have seen more Whip of Erebos decks, if not for Farika.
So she's the reason all the Reanimator went away?
I think so, yeah.
She's pretty good in the Reanimator decks.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're going to fill your graveyard up with stuff, having Farika around is useful. Meanwhile, Doomwake Giant for Conley. That's one we haven't seen in the feature match area.
Doomwake Giant is we've determined is the slayer of Prognostic Sphinx. So there's a Courser. I don't know what card is that. Is that Crufix's Insight? Is that the? Yeah. Well, here's Farika.
It's a Font of Fertility.
Oh.
I mean, you're playing Constellation, right?
I mean, Farika's like about to come online here, by the way.
She makes enchantments. She triggers Constellation. Like all
Yes.
the creatures that come out, they are enchantment tokens. They are triggering the Doomwake Giant. They are drawing cards from Eidolon of Blossoms. This is a pretty good look at the Constellation deck doing what it's supposed to do. I mean, John did manage to kill the Eidolon of Blossoms, but
Yeah, things would have been a lot worse for him. That's going to get unraveled. Unravel the Ether. Shuffle.
He
Doom
unravels the
Giant.
Doomwake Giant, not the Farika?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, I guess if you keep Farika turned off, she doesn't do a ton without a Constellation card in play. Speaking of Whip of Erebos.
Speak of the whip. Yep. And then an Ashiok.
No whip for you.
Wow, look at that. Doomwake Giant and Eidolon of Blossoms for John. Off of the Ashiok. Ashiok's just been spectacular. Okay, Crofix's
That's
Insight.
Crofix's Insight. Reveal 6, keep 3 enchantments.
Well, there's only 2.
Still.
Still, it's yeah, they're fine.
Here you got Courser.
What?
And a
What?
Is that the green archetype?
Yeah, no problem. Archetype of Endurance. What? You weren't expecting Archetype of Endurance?
All right.
It's, have you seen Conley Woods before?
I have. So now
His range is wider. There's only 579 cards in the block. I think his range is about 700 cards.
he's making some up.
Absolutely.
It's from a set I made with my friends for this
He's a
block.
professional game designer, right?
I would love to see Archetype of Endurance in play on John's side of the table
From Ashiok.
off of an Ashiok. Here we look at Conley's hand, Brain Maggot and Farika. Yep, plus Ashiok. So, I mean, it's a possibility. You're telling me there's a chance.
Yes, there is a chance. John strikes me as the kind of guy who's more likely to put Eidolon of Blossoms in play. But
Yeah.
Archetype is a one of in Conley's sideboard.
Okay, there's a land. Gain 2 life.
After in your draw step, before you play that, after you reveal your top card.
Oh.
Okay. I wish you would have stopped me then.
Well, I mean, you
sorry.
you drew your card and then you said play game 2.
Well, yeah, you reach for your
Well,
life.
yeah, because you said, and I was like, wait, you know.
Sure. That's why.
Yeah.
So this sounds
Yeah, I'll unravel one of your coursers.
Oh, okay. So before he gets out of his draw step,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to unravel one of the coursers.
So John down to just a Mana Confluence in hand. at
Yeah,
this
but
point.
I feel like, well, he's going to take some day. He's not going to be able to play the Eidolon of Blossoms off of the
No,
Ashiok.
not after it takes 2 from Courser.
Yeah. Oh,
That's one. That'll deal with Ashiok. Next turn. Although it won't, right? It's always this crazy interaction of
oh, sure. Yeah. Well,
Ashiok can steal the hero's downfall, thus effectively defending itself. And John's out of gas. Now Conley knows too.
so Conley's going to start making some 1/1s here.
Yeah,
I
Conley's
assume.
basically out of gas also. I mean, the backup Farika doesn't do anything.
So it sounds like Andre Prost defeated Anthony Lee.
Strength from the Fallen picks up a 3rd loss. 2 heroes downfalls and a Doomwake Giant removed by Ashiok.
John Scries. So Conley's going to be able to go a little bit on the offensive next turn. He could make 2 tokens here at the end of the turn.
I just saw, by the way, not in the feature match area, but Reed Duke defeated Vidianto Wijaya. So Reed sitting on 7-1.
Ooh.
Pantheon putting up some results. I mean, both Channel Fireball teams have been doing well. I think Pantheon's results, when you add them all up, they may be quite good.
So John's still thinking about that scry.
All right, I'll keep it. Sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yep. Token. So only makes one token. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Conley's going to be able to attack the Ashiok down to 1. That's going to go back up again.
Wow.
Plays Farika and lets go. I don't think he has a lot of creatures in his graveyard.
No, he just wanted to get a creature into the graveyard. Takes advantage of the legendary rule. Keeps one. Other one just wants to be in the graveyard.
So many Doomweight Giants.
Oh. Corsair can block. If John could defend Ashiok long enough to actually switch abilities,
Right.
he could have all kinds of crazy things happening. Doomwake Giant could kill all of the enchantment tokens that Farik has put into play, all kinds of shenanigans. Meanwhile, how much devotion are we up to? That's 7, right?
Yep,
She's on?
Yep. Farika is turned on. Do not sacrifice your font to fertility mid-combat.
Could be one of his worst fears.
John's got nothing in hand, but Prognostic Sphinx is on the way.
Conley's got to keep Ashiok down, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Ashiok's going to die,
Yeah.
which means John won't bother blocking anybody. And he doesn't really want to block the 1/1 that's attacking him because it's got Death Touch.
Right. So here comes Prognostic Sphinx for John.
Yeah, funny.
With another Ashiok on the horizon.
Not sure Prognostic Sphinx and its Scry ability are in time here.
Yeah, John's at 13.
Conley's got a lot going on. I love watching what Conley brings. He's always got something interesting.
Here we go.
It was the first deck list I went to.
Yeah, of course.
You know, when we were trying to figure out the format, you know, round 2, you guys are watching people play draft. I was heading straight for the W's. 2 things you learn in the W's, by the way. First, you learn what Conley Woods is bringing to the table. Also, I got to see whether White Weenie was actually viable.
And you get to see if True Control is viable.
Well,
You
fair,
cover your
right.
Wesco's, your Waffle Tops,
If
and your
Wesco's not
Woods.
playing White Weenie, it must be terrible. If Wafo's not playing counterspells, they must be terrible. And for the record, they are.
Right. And if cards are terrible, Conley Woods has...
It's the only god we've seen in the feature match area. Doomwake Giant, Eidolon of Blossoms. He really did show us archetype of endurance.
Yeah. Currently exiled. There's Prognostic Sphinx. Death Touch makes things a little sticky.
It's a lot harder to block.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, John's creatures are designed to block. 2/4, 3/5. Freaka does not believe in having other people block.
John's life total is lower than I think we thought it was earlier.
He took a bunch last turn.
Yeah.
That's post
Oh,
combat.
he took it this turn. Okay, he took it all. He went to 6. See a dissolve on top. Ashiok's going to come down. I have no idea how many cards are left in Conley's library.
Is John trying to deck him? Is that the plan? It looks like a big-ish pile. I mean, decking him 3 at a time takes a while. Cruffix's insight. You think he's going to get to draw some cards there?
Yeah.
5 minutes left in the round, by the way. Doesn't seem like these guys will have a problem with that. This is game 3.
Okay. Conley untaps.
Now what? I mean, this whole death touch thing.
So here we go. 1.
Reveal 6. Banishing Light's an enchantment. John has seen enough. Conley
Wow.
Woods, ladies and gentlemen.
Conley Woods goes to 6-2. Knocks John Finkel down to 5-3. That was crazy.
Fun.
Yeah?
That was fun.
Cruffix's insight.
I like it.
Yeah?
I
Yeah.
like it. No, Conley's deck looks good.
Looks better than divination. A little bit. Also, is putting cards in your graveyard, which is what his deck. One of the things his deck is pretty happy to do, especially with Farika.
Yeah, no, that's a nice list. Good times.
Yeah. So our 2 8-0s at the end of all this, Patrick Chapin with Junk Midrange and Bug Control with Josh Utter-Layton.
Appears to be Channel Fireball's world.
Yeah.
We're all just living in it.
And I mean, we're going to see Chapin versus Josh Utter-Layton, I assume, tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
But we won't get to see this matchup yet because we're going to start again on draft tomorrow.
Oh, right. It will be the King of the Hill match, though.
It will be the King of the Hill match.
Chapin is technically, officially the King of the Hill
He
overnight.
is. He is the King of the Hill. I mean, what a great run. I mean, take a moment. Like, Andrea Mengucci.
Yeah.
What an amazing run by him.
Definitely.
You know, relatively unknown player, you know, couple of Pro Tours experience, no significant, no cashes. Sits down to play the reigning Pro Tour champion in round 1.
Yeah, welcome to round 1. Have you meet Sean McLaren?
And he just owns that seat for 8 rounds.
Pretty cool.
That was awesome. That was really awesome. What have you learned about this block constructed format? Watching these guys,
I feel like this block constructed format has more viable decks than any format I can remember. Like, when have there been this many decks? You can play white heroic, you can play white blue heroic, you can play red heroic, you can play black green constellation, you can play blue black inspired, you know, and then you can play, you know, a bunch of different 3-color good stuff decks, right? You can play bug control or take it Esper or maybe take it Bant. You know, you can play junk mid range, you can play junk a little more aggressive. I mean, red green monsters is not well positioned, but I mean, people shuffled it up and tested it, I'm sure. Right? There's just a lot of viable decks in this format.
It's interesting though. A lot of the same cards
No,
seem
only
to be in a lot of the different decks.
579 cards. Wait, does not look like you can play Infinite Blossoms, Infinite Mana with Thoughts Desire. That doesn't seem to actually work, unfortunately, for several Canadians. But what are you going to do?
Sure.
I'm glad they tried it. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're gonna get to another constellation deck, Conley Woods. Sounds like we have an interview ready with him on the floor right now. So we're gonna throw it down to Tim Willoughby on the floor, and we're gonna get to hear from Conley Woods.
Hi, I'm Tim Willoughby here with Conley Woods right after he's defeated John Finkel in the final round of day 1 here at Pro Tour Journey into Nyx. Now, a few kind of interesting cards in your deck. We saw in the final game there, one of the archetypes and not necessarily one people were expecting to see. Tell us a little more about that one.
Yeah, archetype of Endurance. It was actually a last-minute ad last night. We were analyzing some of the matchups that we didn't get to play and some of the ones that we expected to potentially show up, and we basically were looking for a 1-card game ender against control decks, against the mirror, things like that. We looked at things like Worst Fears, but you can't find that with Cruffix's Insight. It doesn't work with your engine quite as well, and you don't want to mill it with the Cruffix's Insight. That'd be the worst. So you just basically land an archetype of Endurance, and decks like this, if he doesn't dissolve it, you just literally can't beat it from that point. He has no way to kill it. So you then get to play your Doomwake Giants and your Eidolons afterwards and just go off free of worry, and usually the game's over in short order. Unfortunately, Ashiok took it from me in that game, but I luckily had enough gas that it didn't matter.
So we didn't quite get to see the archetype turning everything into kind of like a prognostic sphinx, I guess.
Yeah,
but it did the trick.
It's off prognostic sphinx too, which is nice. You can heroes downfall and whatnot.
Oh, that's a nice interaction.
People forget about that.
And you were saying just before the match that your mum is in the building and got a chance to watch that whole match from here. Is that right?
With whatever was on TV, yeah, or whatever was being shown on the videos. Yeah, she actually lives in Atlanta, so this is her first time coming out and watching me live. So it's kind of cool. Definitely not disappointed to beat John Finkel in front of her. So it's the little things.
And now, of course, you get a chance to go out to dinner and celebrate, center your mind a little bit before you come back tomorrow and play a bunch more, right?
Yep, I love my deck. I got most of the team on it, and in general, we did pretty good. And I drafted pretty well today, too, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow and see if I can make a run at the top 8.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Conley Woods. I'm Tim Willoughby. We'll throw it back to the booth now for the end of day 1 here at Pro Tour Journey into Nyx.
So, from what I can tell, Conley has improved his drafting skill at the expense of the shaving centers of his brain.
Okay.
Just
I
an
had not-
observation.
I did not pick up on the fact that Architect kills Prognostic Sphinx.
That's
it turns off
unbelievable.
the hexproof of Prognostic Sphinx.
That's unbelievable. I mean, it's funny. You can almost see it in some of those the Xenagos decks, maybe, where they're making so much mana that you could actually
sure.
cast that.
Sure. Cute.
Yeah, pretty exciting. Pretty exciting. Yeah, that would be. I would love to. Can you imagine that you get to kill? You go to Hero's Downfall of Prognostic Sphinx. Your opponent discards a card to
And it
its
does
ability.
nothing.
You're like,
It taps
"Oh,
it.
That's
It still
lovely."
taps it.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Taps it right before you pick it up and put it into the graveyard.
Leave it to Conley to find that interaction.
That's awesome.
I like that. He's like, well, we could have played worse fears, but it would just be. My worst fear is to just go past it with Cruffix's Insight and throw it in my graveyard.
It's nice.
So I think it sounds like we're ready to go back to the news desk. So that's been 8 rounds of Pro Tour Journey of the Nyx. Randy Buehler, Brian David Marshall, and we're gonna send it back to the booth, to the desk, or not the booth. No.
Welcome back to the booth, the desk. Well, we're here anyway. It's Rich Hagan here with you. 8 rounds gone. You know, sometimes we choose people to interview because we like them and we know they're good. So they come in on Thursday and they talk to us a bit. Sometimes we talk to them again because they've gone 3-0 in draft. And sometimes, like now, we talk to them because they're 8-0, which means that over there is Marshall Sutcliffe, and with him is Josh Utter-Layton.
Hey guys, welcome to the Easy Chairs. I've got Josh Utter-Layton with me. Josh, welcome. You look relaxed, as well you should be.
Yeah, my work for the day is done.
It is, yeah. Congratulations, a great start to your tournament. Talked to you a little while ago.
Mm-hmm.
You said you had a couple of Pro Tours that you weren't really happy with the results with. What's it like to get back on the horse here, 8-0 of day 1?
Feels wonderful, Yeah, just super excited for tomorrow, and looking to hopefully repeat again tomorrow.
Yeah, we were joking around earlier that this is actually the way you want to do this, right? Like conk out, 8-0.
Yeah, I've been saving it up all year. That's the plan,
So it's been a strategy for you. So talk to us a little bit about your draft deck. How happy were you with it? Did you expect a 3-0? How did that play out?
Definitely didn't expect a 3-0. The deck was fine, nothing special. Would prefer to draft again, I think, rather than play with that deck. Just because, it's probably expects about a 2-1 on average, I think. It's a fine deck, but, you have to do, 8-0 to do well in Pro Tour. So trying to spike better for a better deck. But
so you were quite pleased with the 3-0 then?
Yeah,
especially
definitely happy to come out of draft with the 3-0, given the deck.
Now that moved you into the constructed portion.
Mm-hmm.
You guys worked really hard on this deck, and I've heard it compared to a deck that you've done really well with, and it's in many ways a type of deck that you like to play, like a Jund style deck. Talk to us a little bit about how it plays.
Well, it's very much just all the best cards in the format, or at least what I think are the best cards in the format. Other people obviously disagree because they're playing other decks, but it's it's not really like any focused strategy or whatever. It's just all really good cards that mesh well together. So the Sylvan Caryatid, Cursor, Thoughtseize, Ashiok, and Sphinx, these are just what I think of as the best cards is playing all of them, and they form a good game plan together of just this kind of mid-rangey control deck that's really Planeswalker focused.
Now, one card that we don't see on that list, but that we do see a lot in the feature match area and at the top tables is Elspeth.
Yeah.
You decided not to play Elspeth.
Mm-hmm. Elspeth is an incredible card. As far as intrinsic power level, just generically, it blows all of these other cards out of the water, I think. It's just a more powerful card than Sylvan Caryatid. But I think Sylvan Caryatid is the best card in the format, just because the format is so warped around Elspeth. Like, the things that it's best against, the big green creatures and whatnot, just are a lot less viable because Elspeth exists. So the format, kind of adapts to Elspeth it being around, and, the best cards end up being, Sphinx instead as the best finisher because it matches up so well against Elspeth and there's no real way to deal with it. Whereas Elspeth, there's Hero's Downfall, you just don't play like creatures that it can kill or block, so.
That's nice, and the deck looks really good. Josh, thanks for taking a minute to sit down with us. Hopefully your draft goes well, and of course a constructed portion tomorrow, and hopefully we'll see you in the top 8.
Hopefully.
All right, let's throw it back to Rich for a moment. When we come back, we'll have another interview.
All right, thanks very much, Marshall. Let's bring you some of the scores on the doors then. Patrick Chapin, we know 8-0, defeating King of the Hill, Andrea Mengucci. Josh Utter-Leighton pushes Shaheen Surani down to 6-2 because Shaheen was paired up against Josh in that last round. Now, Todd Anderson, he's among the 7-1s, defeating Eric Pay, falling to 6-2. Andrew Beckstrom, 7-1 over Maxime Gilles of France, 6-2. Shamsul Zainuddin is 6-2 from Malaysia. And what a story this is developing. Jared Butcher, 9th at the last Pro Tour. He's determined not to be on the outside looking in this time. He's 7-1 overnight. What a great start to a Pro Tour career that is. Someone just starting their Pro Tour career, Jared Butcher. Someone who's been there since the dawn of the game. Darwin Castle Mess, Pro Tour Hall of Famer, Your Move Games, 7-1. Also 7-1, Ricardo Sanchez Garrido. He defeated Brian Braunduin, second defeat for BBD. Joel Larson is up to 7-1. Only Mengucci could get in the way. And then Marcelino Freeman of Mexico, 7-1, defeating Josh Ellis. And finally, Reed Duke, 7-1. We've got another interview for you. Guess what? It's the other 8-0 player. It's Patrick Chapin, and here's Marshall to talk to him.
Back in the easy chairs, and a man who fits very nicely into this easy chair. I see that maybe you have one of these at home and just get your coverage watching on. Patrick, welcome to the easy chair area here, and congratulations on your 8-0 start, a really fantastic start. You've been playing Magic basically since the beginning.
Yeah, since early '94.
How many 8-0 starts do you have at the Pro Tour level?
There's Dallas.
There's always Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas was a junior Pro Tour though, so this is the first time in a full-on Pro Tour that started out 8-0.
So even on your top 8s?
Yeah. Usually the way my top 8s work is I start out 7-0 and then Nassif beats me in the last round.
But this time
managed to dodge him this time.
All right, maybe you'll have to play him tomorrow. You never know. Don't get too comfortable. So talk to us a little about your limited deck. I was talking to Josh Utter-Leighton about his. He said his was okay, maybe a 2-1 type deck. How was yours?
Good enough. I mean, I could tell that the table, like the packs were a little bit weak, so it didn't bother me too much that the deck wasn't particularly strong. It was a little strange because I got tons of black passed to me in Journey into Nyx, and then like only one black playable in the third pack where I was hoping to get a whole bunch, but I guess the guy next to me switched into black,
So the deck was not just good, it was good enough.
Yeah, it was good enough. I didn't really have any rares. I didn't really have the power level is fairly average, but I had a really good mix of everything. Like if I have to have an average power level deck, at least it's a nice mix of everything.
A balanced deck. Now let's talk about your constructed deck a little bit. You built this deck. You always build your decks for the PTs. You're a little bit off. You're playing a different deck than the rest of the team.
Yeah.
And this is your specific build that you worked on.
Yeah, I mean the whole team worked on decks together. This is definitely by no means. Even though I was the only one who ended up playing with it, the amount of theorizing and suggestions and ideas, and
arguments.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like when you get to have conversations with Reed Duke and Sam Black and Gabriel Nassif and they're all chipping in ideas for deck building. It was and all of them. Everybody was. that was one of the great things, is that everybody was working on building all of the decks as good as possible. And in the end, a lot of people wanted to play a control deck, but my intuition was that we should, my intuition was that, for me anyway, that it'd be better to just play something a little more aggressive.
To the shock and dismay of all your fans, you decided not to play the control deck.
Dude,
I like
Waffle
it.
Tapa didn't play an island either. I don't want to hear.
It must be correct then if both of you guys. Patrick, thanks a lot for joining us over here. Absolutely. Congratulations on your 8-0 start and good luck tomorrow. We'll see you there.
Thank you.
Why don't we head back over to the desk where Richard Hagan awaits with even more updates for you.
Welcome back. Most of the day, I have bits of paper that look a bit like this. Once every day, I have a bit of paper that looks a bit like this. And because it wiggles around a lot, it must be the end of day standings. And if it's the end of day standings, that means it must be time for the end of day wrap.